What's up guys? In this video, we're gonna be going over a few safety guidelines that are extremely important, both if you're an airsofter or an airsoft gun enthusiast. More and more, it's becoming increasingly important to go over those safety guidelines to make sure that we're all behaving responsibly with all airsoft products. So the first rule we think is one of the most important is to treat airsoft guns as if they're the same as a real firearm. That's treating it as if it's always loaded. Second, you want to make sure that you never brandish your airsoft gun in public. An appropriate place to have your airsoft gun out is at a sanctioned field, or if you're on private property, as long as you are out of public view and you have the owners of that property's consent to be there. Otherwise, do not brandish your airsoft guns in public. The next rule is always transport your gun in a gun bag or protective case. Again, making sure that responsibly transporting your airsoft gun is extremely important. And if you can't afford an airsoft gun, we have very, very affordable gun sacks to help you do that very effectively. Next, you should always make sure your airsoft gun is on safe when not in use. Just like a real firearm, unless you intend to pull the trigger in the moment, your gun should be on safe and pointed away from people. Whether it's an AEG, sniper rifle, gas blowback, or pistol, your gun should be on safe when not in use. Next, you want to make sure that you're always keeping your magazine out until you, again, intend to use it, meaning that you're on the field ready to engage. So making sure that your magazine is out of the gun can minimize it not only looking like you're going to use it aggressively in public or when you're off the field, but it also minimizes the amount of times that you'll have an accidental misfire if you accidentally pulled the trigger. Taking that one step further, when leaving the playing field, you should always make sure that you clear the barrel on your airsoft gun. So that means ejecting the magazine if it's gas powered, making sure that you can't shoot it, as well as clearing the barrel if you have an AEG, taking the magazine out and pulling the trigger into a trash bin or a receptacle that the field is laid out, or clearing your airsoft gun away from other people can help make sure that you're being safe off the airsoft field. The next one is making sure that you're always wearing ANSI rated eye protection. Your eyes, your mouth, and your ears are some of the most sensitive body parts that you have, and your eyes are very, very important. And when using any sort of device that has a projectile, whether it be Nerf or airsoft guns or paintball, you want to make sure that you're doing your utmost to protect those peepers. So making sure that you're wearing goggles and lenses that have been rated to withstand the impact of those projectiles is very important. And that ANSI rating is the rating system by which goggles are rated to make sure that they're going to protect you adequately on the field. Next up, you want to make sure that you're practicing safe trigger discipline, having your finger off of the trigger at all times unless you are ready to fire. An old firearms adage is only pointed at what you're aiming to kill. In airsoft, only point an airsoft gun at whoever you're aiming to actually fire upon, and only in that instance should you have your finger on the trigger when you're on the field. Make sure that you're practicing those safe principles when you're off the field. Keeping your finger off the trigger really helps to go a long way with people that may not know if you're in-game or otherwise. So being very, very safe is very important. Next thing, and this is probably the most important, both when you're on and off the field, is muzzle awareness. Never point your airsoft gun, or any gun for that matter, at anything you are not willing to shoot at. Again, kind of repeating that from our last rule. You want to make sure that you have your airsoft gun pointed either to the sky or towards the ground when you're not playing, just in case there is an accidental misfire or some malfunction. You make sure that you're not pointing at anybody. Really minimizes the potential injury to others. A great added tool that you can add to your airsoft arsenal is a barrel sock. They're very popular in paintball. They're also pretty popular in airsoft. Many fields require them, and keeping a barrel sock can, again, make sure that nothing comes out the end of your barrel when you don't intend it to. And Last but not least, we want to go over proper storage of your airsoft guns. Make sure that your airsoft guns are unloaded when you store them. Keep them free of BBs and expel any gas in the magazines if they are gas powered. This also means for AEGs and battery powered airsoft guns to disconnect the battery, which is better for the battery's health anyway and guarantees that it will not fire when it's being stored. Finally, keeping your airsoft guns in a gun bag or gun safe or lockable carrying case ensures that you and only you have access to it when you intend to use it. And keeping that locked or keeping that stored away until you get to the field or wherever you intend to play with it, as long as it's legal, is a great way to make sure that you're being safe and that anybody that you encounter that may have questions about your airsoft gun and its transportation knows that you're behaving in a safe way. We hope those airsoft rules can help kind of give you a general idea of safe airsoft practices and making sure that on and off the field we're treating airsoft guns with a ton of respect and behaving respectfully and responsibly with them. We can't wait to see you on the airsoft field and hopefully sling some BBs. But until then, make sure you're treating all of your airsoft guns responsibly and safely off the field. See you guys later.